Hi, welcome to this PL tutorial. The topic is case statement. Similar to the if statement, the case statement also selects one sequence of statements to execute. There are two types of case statements available. Simple case statement, which uses selector, search case statement, which doesn't use selector. The selector is an expression whose value is used to select one of several alternatives. You will have a better understanding when I show you the syntax of the case statement. If you are unfamiliar with the if statement, check out my if statement tutorial. Link is in the description. This is the syntax of the simple case statement. It begins with the keyword case. The keyword is followed by a selector. The selector expression can be arbitrarily complex, but generally it consists of a single variable. The selector is followed by one or more when clauses, which are checked sequentially. If the value of the selector equals the value of a when clause expression, that when clause is executed. If any when clause is executed, control passes to the next statement. The else clause works similarly to the else clause in an if statement. The else clause is optional. However, if you omit the else clause, PL/SQL raises a case not found exception. Here, one point to note: this behavior of the case statement is different from the if statement. When the if statement has no else clause and the condition is not met, PL/SQL does nothing. But for the case statement, PL/SQL raises an exception. Lastly, the keywords in case terminate the case statement. Here you can see the example of simple case statement. Let's go over the definition of the selector once more. The selector is an expression whose value is used to select one of several alternatives. Another point to note: if the selector in a simple case statement has the value null, it cannot be matched by when null. As you can see in the screen, val is a variable declared without any initial value. As no value is assigned to it, by default null will be assigned to this variable. And inside the case statement you can see the when null. And here is the output. You can see the output is false, which indicates the null expression inside when clause has not been matched. That's why the statement inside else clause executed. Instead of using simple case statement for null, you should use a searched case statement. I will explain this thing in the practical overview section. This is the syntax of the searched case statement. The searched case statement is similar to a simple case statement, but without a selector. Also, its when clause contain search conditions that evaluates to a boolean value. Here you can see the example of searched case statement. Let's check the simple case statement example practically. Here I declared a variable grade in the declaration section. In the execution section, character B is assigned to it. And this is the simple case statement where grade is acting as the selector. Now the value of grade will be checked sequentially by the expressions of each when clause. And if a matching expression is found inside any when clause, then statements of that when clause will execute and control passes to the next statement without checking subsequent when clauses. So here the value of grade is B, which is matching to this when clause. We should be able to see very good on the screen if we execute the procedure. Let's execute the procedure. You can see very good on the screen. I changed a few things in the code. Here you can see that I assigned E to the variable grade, which is not matching to any of the when clause expressions, and also removed the else clause in the case statement. Now if I execute the procedure, you will see the case not found exception. Let's execute the procedure. Here you can see the case not found exception. By default, PL/SQL raises a case not found exception if there is no else clause in a case statement and the selector does not match any available when clause expressions. If we use the if statement without an else block for the same thing, nothing will be displayed on the screen and no exceptions will be raised. Here in this code, I tried to check if the value of the selector is null, then what will happen? You can see the variable val is not initialized with any value. By default, null will be assigned to it. Now in the case statement, we are checking for null expression in the when clause. If matches, then you can see true on the screen. Else you will see false. Let's execute the procedure. You can see false on the screen. So it is clear that even if we use null expression inside the when clause, it won't be matched by the selector. That's why for null check, instead of using the simple case statement, we should use the searched case statement. Let's check the searched case statement example practically. Similar to the simple case statement example, here I also declare the variable grade. In the execution section, the variable is assigned by the character b. For the simple case statement, we were using a selector, but here we don't use selector. In this case statement, each when clause contains a condition, which is a boolean expression. If the expression is true, the statement inside the when clause will be executed. If not, the control will move to the next when clause. If there are no more when clauses, the control will go to the else clause. If there is no else clause, the case not found exception will be raised. This is similar to the if statement, but the if statement does not raise an exception. In the same situation, the entire if statement will be ignored. In this example, the value of the variable grade is b. So if we execute the procedure, we should be able to see very good on the screen. Let's execute the procedure. You can see very good on the screen. As mentioned earlier, we should use the searched case statement for null checks. Here's an example. This is the searched case statement. Let's execute the procedure to see the result. You can see we are getting true on the screen. So it's clear that using the searched case statement, null checking is possible, but the same is not possible by simple case statement. If you learned something new, then like this video, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. And lastly, thanks for watching.